Welcome to ForexTV.com. Today is Thursday, October 15th. I'm Tim Kelly with the New York Forex Market Buzz. U.S. dollar is trading mixed at the mid-session in volatile trading. Euro dollar weakened earlier in this session on poor economic news, but has erased a good portion of its losses following a supportive statement from European Central Bank President Trichet. In a speech before the Eurogroup, Trichet said it's, quote, extremely important that the U.S. supports a strong dollar. That was perceived as bullish for the euro because many traders had gone into the report thinking Trichet would try to talk down the euro. And in other news, the sterling trade, pound dollar, is up sharply following rumors the Bank of England may end its asset buyback program early. The initial thrust to the upside this morning came following bullish comments from a Bank of England official. He said the BOE asset buyback program was doing what it was expected to do. This most likely led to the rumors of the BOE ending the program. In dollar Canada is mounting a strong closing price reversal bottom on the technicals. That according to the Brewer Futures trading desk. Short investors were getting nervous about holding positions so close to parity and decided to take profits. Some traders feared the Bank of Canada would step in to stop the rally in the Canadian dollar following comments earlier this week from Prime Minister Harper. He said his concern that a high-priced Canadian dollar could have a detrimental effect on Canada's ability to recover from the recession. The lack of demand for higher-risk assets is also having an effect on prices. However, the surge above 76 in crude oil has helped to limit losses. Less than positive comments from the Japanese finance minister are helping to rally the dollar-yen. Finance Minister Fuji restated his position about the yen early in the trading session. A couple of weeks ago, Fuji said the higher yen would be good for the economy. Last night, he retracted the comment and said that he was against volatility in the currency markets and that currency should be allowed to find value based on economic conditions. Finally, Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar seem to be ignoring the lack of demand for higher yielding assets today and instead are rallying now but off their highs, still up for the session significantly on the possibility of interest rate hikes in Australia and New Zealand. Traders are fairly certain the Reserve Bank of Australia will raise rates in November based on hawkish comments from RBA Chief Stevens. Heavy speculation that the Reserve Bank of New Zealand will raise rates sooner than expected helped drive the New Zealand dollar to a 15-month high. Crude oil supplies rose much less than expected last week. That according to data made public by the Energy Information Administration. Gasoline stocks unexpectedly fell in the recent week. Following the EIA report, light sweet crude oil for November delivery jumped to $75.90, a barrel, up 72 cents on the session. At that point, prices extended a yearly intraday high to $76.23 shortly after the data release. Well, also Thursday morning, the Labor Department released its report on initial jobless claims in the week ending October 10th, showing that first-time claims for unemployment benefits decreased by a little bit more than economists had been expecting. The report showed that the jobless claims fell to 514,000 from the previous week's revised figure of 524,000. Economists had been expecting jobless claims to edge down to 520,000 from the 521,000 originally reported for the previous week. With a bigger than expected decrease, jobless claims fell to their lowest level since claims came in at 488,000 in early January. Last time claims were below 500,000. Well, today, after that long-winded intro, we're joined by Stephen Leahy, president of BackBay FX. Stephen, thank you for wading through the headlines. Welcome.
Hi, Tim. No problem. Apparently, there's a lot of news out there to discuss.
Yeah, there was a lot today, and certainly, we've had it's an unusual trading day. So, Stephen, I think we start off with the cable trade. Why don't we jump right into that? Give us your thoughts there. We have a pretty steep reversal here.
Yeah, sure. So, as you said, it's an interesting trading day up there, and I think we'll probably get into it in a moment or two. But specifically versus, especially talking about sterling and the sterling dollar. Boy, a real strong move here today to the upside. It really caught us a little bit off guard. We had seen, over the last 2 days, a couple of data releases that had come out slightly stronger, slightly better than expected in the UK. I think we had some housing price data and unemployment data, a little bit stronger. And as has been the case in the last number of months, positive fundamental news hadn't really affected the currency that much, and yet then this morning, as you mentioned, the rumors start making the rounds about the end of quantitative easing or even a slowdown of quantitative easing, and wham, there goes sterling dollar spiking much higher.
Well, Stephen, let me jump in there. The real catalyst for the elevator ride down in the cable trade was when the Bank of England surprised and extended the asset buyback. Correct? Yeah,
that's true.
Right.
That's true. They came out as a couple weeks ago, maybe 5 weeks ago now, off the top of my head.
Yeah, 5 or 6 weeks at this point. So it stands to reason that a reversal of that should undo that, and that's exactly what happened. Is that fair to think that?
Yeah, I think you nailed it on the head. You know, the challenge is there. You know, no official comment. I think the comments were kind of off the cuff from the BOE governor today. That being said, that's what makes a market, right? You got to pay attention at all hours.
Right. Well, we are reporting on the rumor. We don't at Forex TV have a confirmed source for that statement. So yes, it is.
You know what? I've heard the rumor enough that and the market has taken it to be true. And so, without meaning to pin that rumor on anybody, it is out there, and that's what the market moved on. So,
right.
Yeah, but you know. Interesting. I did see 1 or 2 analysts who had mentioned that there were so many people loading onto the short side of the sterling dollar trade that it was primed. Any type of news that could take it moving upwards would catch people really panicking and running to get out of their short positions. And I think that's what happened in the last 14 hours here or so.
Right.
Now, fundamentally, if I may continue on, I think sterling dollar is still primed for a fall. But as you mentioned leading into my speaking, it's a bit of a strange trading day out there. There's some really kind of traditional correlations that are broken down even on an intraday basis.
Right. There's no doubt about it. So let's now move on. Let's talk a little bit about euro right now.